Welcome to this first look of Roadwarden. This is a text-based RPG, and the key has been given to me by the publisher, and I'm really looking forward to try this out because it looks very cool and interesting. It's going to be a lot of reading, and as such, a lot of me talking. But yeah, it's a cool RPG where you are a road warden in this fantasy world, and you basically walk around trying to figure out what to do. Yeah, let's just get into it. We marvel at the serenity of the forest and crave the shroud of its existence. Everyone knows to stay away from the wilderness. Most people would never risk a lonely journey. Road wardens do not accept this struggle. They embrace it. They deliver messages, assist merchants, burn human corpses, and, if possible, get rid of the beasts and the highwaymen. They live on the road, die young or retire early. And it's a dangerous job, but a respectable one. And it pays well. Slam my doubts, or I leave the safety of the city walls. Please select the difficulty mode. Alright, so this can't be altered later on. So we have story focus, standard or restricted. I think we'll go standard because I am familiar with RPGs. It's the way it was designed to be played, so I'll try that. If I fail horribly, I guess I'll play it later with casual. I like the music. The wall is still standing. There are no wolves around, no stench of blood. Good signs. This should be the place you're looking for. You were supposed to meet with a group of soldiers, but you hear no voices, no sounds of labor. The gate is ajar, but the camp isn't safe. It may keep away the goblins and peddler, not beastful nor trolls, and the night is near. Your palfrey breathes heavily. It has been a long day. So how do we want to approach this? Do we want to look for another shelter? Nah. I need to look around, cautiously. Considering the noise, you doubt that anyone noticed the clatter of hooves. The short, dry grasses barely cover the arid soils of this valley. But you're maybe a minute away from the edge of the sparse woods, which gets denser as they climb up the hill. At best, this trail has a few more years before getting overgrown for good. Hard to believe it's the only route north. Alright, let's peek inside. Your heavy boots hit the ground, and the pain of the long ride finally catches up with you. You stretch out, bringing your back and legs comfort. All you want now is a table, a decent chair, a nice mug of beer, and some warm stew. With any luck, your axe won't be needed here. Take care of yourself. If you're hurt or exhausted, some actions. Take care of yourself. If you're hurt or exhausted, some actions won't be available to you. The weaker you are, the higher chance is you'll die in combat, yeah? Vitality 3 out of 4. It's 30 minutes before dusk. I approach the gate slowly. If there is a military camp, it doesn't look the part. Plenty of wasted space, and the fire pit is cold. Two people are sitting at the table, tired and disheartened. They're looking in different directions, paying no attention to one another, and one of them is holding a cup. After a moment, you notice that quiet humming. You recognize the melody of a light-hearted drinking song from the city harbor. They don't look like much of a threat. I can enter. It takes them a few breaths to glance in your direction. First person greets you with a wave of his hand. There are bags under his eyes, his beard is messy. Despite his simple shirt, he is wearing durable, decent boots. A mace with a head covered in iron hangs at his side, but he doesn't reach for it. I take a look at the second soul. And just like you, she is wearing a gambeson. But hers is a bit loose, as if she took it off a corpse. Her head is shaven as if she's protecting herself from the flesh-eating bugs. Her eyes are wary yet kind, and she smiles. Considering the squad was sent here half a year ago, these two surely look the part. Though there should be more of them. 8, you believe. I let them speak first. It is nice to see an unarmed traveler in this godforsaken shithole. Makes me just a tiny bit hopeful. The bearded man's voice is strong yet timid. You'll be staying the night with us, I guess. We're soldiers, he and I, adds the armored woman. Her moment switches from half asleep to relaxed. We'll do our best to keep the camp safe, but we're here. If you were to take the first watch, it would be a huge help. Travelers ought to help each other out, wouldn't you say? You think for a moment. To fully rest, you need a good sleep. I'm not that exhausted, so I think we'll say, sure, leave it to me. Fantastic, she rubs her hands together. I don't remember the last time I've had more than a half night of sleep. The hours before midnight should be the calmest. Just wake us up if anything happens. The man flashes you a wide smile. It's easy to wake us up. Just yell. He drinks from his mug. I ask them about their lieutenant. You wonder how to phrase your question. Whenever you meet new people, you can influence the way they perceive you by selecting one of these attitudes. Friendly, be supportive and cordial. Playful, distanced, intimidating, or vulnerable. I'll be friendly with them. I can see the different options there. So, I was hoping to meet with the lieutenant. Could we talk for a bit? If you're, I'm sure you're busy, so if you, no. Could take that one though. Like either one works. I was hoping to meet with your lieutenant. Could we talk for a bit? The woman lets out a loud sigh, dusts off her gambeson and steps towards you. She pays little attention to the sword by her side. We most definitely can, you and I. Though holding this rank is still somewhat new to me. Are you a messenger? Did you lose your mount? He observes with curiosity. Or are you looking for help? I'm your new Roadwarden. My horse is waiting outside. Really? The soldier in the shirt leans forward. That explains how you got here in one piece, all by yourself. Better bring your beast here, adds the lieutenant. We have no hay, but I bet the dreams of We have no hay, but I bet it dreams of dropping its saddle. A long pause. I'm Tulia, by the way. He reaches out her hand. I could do that. That sounds weird. I shake her hand. Oh, you want people to call you? I'm Bear. Her grasp is confident. The shake is slight. Just keep your horse away from the tents. We don't need it to smell. We don't need to smell it's done. It steps away. There's one issue. The soldier in the shirt also rises to his feet. We have no tent to spare. You'll have to use a blanket or something. I should get used to sleeping on the ground anyway. You walk through the gate. Your mount looks around and snorts anxiously. Not many humans could ride a horse. It's not only taller than you, but also bulky and as heavy as it's strong. You can get in the saddle without a single breath, but most people wouldn't know where to even begin. For every side there is a wall of flesh. Horses were brought to the Dragonwoods from the conquest in the south. They can trot for a long time, but won't outrun some of the local monsters. Your palfrey needs you to survive, but without you too will be lost. Yeah, it's my companion, and I want you to feel at ease. It takes a few steps towards you, scolding you with another snort. You scratch the bottom of his neck with strength and confidence, just the way it likes it. Humans see useful animals and even pets as monsters in disguise. Getting emotionally attached to them is believed to lead humans to their doom. You know that horses need companionship. I speak to it gently and lead it to the camp. You end up next to the fire pit. Removing his saddle makes the horse nicker with relief. Take a couple of minutes to examine its back, just in case. While the riding equipment is not that heavy for such a strong animal, with enough time it starts to chafe. You wish you had something to eat better than this. You wish it had something to eat better than this shabby grass. You should look for an inn, but well, I need to unpack. You haven't brought that many things, and you lost all of the sacks while fleeing your crimson corpse eaters. Worst of all, you have no rope left, but maybe the soldiers could share one. Shouldn't cost more than dragon bone. Aside from the travel set, you own a few valuable possessions essential for your trade. Alright, so we can choose. Alright, so we can choose a class. I spent my savings on decent combat equipment. I have a fine gamut, an axe made of steel and a reliable crossbow, talismans, as well as an axe and a warning Amazon, or we have a warning Amazon, and chemical ingredients. Now I think we'll be a fighter. At least for this one. I'm like, this feels like the game you do like at least three rounds of. You unpack and inspect your belongings. Your water skin isn't pierced. The spare clothes are still here, just in case. You take a look at your wooden bowl and mug. Tape and tinderbox, bandages, food rations, knife. Nothing special or too cumbersome. From time to time, your routine helps you avoid mistakes, but this doesn't make it any more exciting. So taking hits will damage your armor. You can fix them in various settlements. So we now have armor, 3 out of 4. Return to the soldiers. They're at the table again, observing your beasts and chatting between themselves. Your stomach growls at the sight of them eating out of wooden bowls. One more bowl was put at the previous unused end of the table. You can sit down on a tree log. I join them and take a look at the meal. It's cold gruel, a meal eaten in times of hardship. This specific bowl is filled with water, hog millet, and strange-looking cereals on blueberries. Welcoming you with a meal, even a humble one, is beyond their duty. Soldiers live with and for their companions, constantly on the move from one part of the realm to another, making sacrifices to protect their group as they face dozens of hideous creatures. Their lives are filled with discipline, hardship, and camaraderie. Roadwardens, on the other hand, learn how to work by themselves. They seldom engage in open combat, patrol the same roads for years. They help settlements stay in touch, but also maintain commerce, settle down, forge friendships. When there are no laws to follow, they use their own judgment. Different responsibilities, different lifestyles. Keeping your stomach full will make you stronger. Starvation won't allow you to restore vitality while resting. You can find your supplies in the inventory. Alright. Let's look at the inventory. We have 2 food rations. We have 5 coins. We have a gambeson, travel set, a crossbow, and an axe, and 3 bolts. That's not a lot. I eat quickly, not focusing on the taste, then speak with Tulia. She's focused and chooses her words carefully. She looks away only when she gathers her thoughts. I'm afraid I can tell you less than I would like and less than I should. Nods towards the other soldier. As you can see, there's not a lot of us left. At the beginning of summer, there were 8 of us, including our previous lieutenant. 5 are dead, and 1 has run away in tears. We're also strangers in this land, adds her companion. Any piece of information may help me do my job. The man leans forward, his legs shake nervously. It sounds like a kid asking a bard to sing one more story or tell a joke or do a magic trick. Whatever it takes to escape from boredom. His untrimmed beard hides a much younger face than you originally thought. What did the officials tell you? I expect not that much. No soul govern these lands. I share what I consider to be relevant. You tell the soldiers of how little guidance you've received. Since this area is too far away from Hovlavan, to keep it under control. You were warned that it's untamed and unknown. Who knows how many villages, bandits, or monsters may be found in these unmapped hills and forests. From time to time, new people come here to look for boundless opportunities. Most of them never return. Do they turn into walking corpses? Or maybe they find what they're looking for. No soul could tell me, so I was looking for your guidance. The lieutenant drinks from her cup, crosses her legs, ankle on knee. Seeing her chair makes you doubt she'll ever find a comfortable position. Where should we start? Oh god, so many options. Right, so before I need to continue my journey, I need to ask him about the peasants and the road warden on the rope. Let's see. Any ideas what happened to the previous road warden? Julia takes a deep breath. Aren't you a little late for a rescue mission? We haven't heard from him in almost half a year. The soldiers speak a bit between themselves, trying to get their story straight. They confirm that he had stopped by their camp a few times, but stopped showing up at all in the early summer. The bearded soldier starts to scratch the table with the tip of his knife, without looking at you. I don't remember his voice. Always busy, drowning in things to take care of. He would sit somewhere, sharpen his sword, fix his loud mail, clean clothes, fix notes on that wax table of his. Yeah, and leave at dawn. Unlike us, Astarion never gets bored. Julia lets out a joyless chuckle. He's secretive, but some of the locals speak about him warmly. Maybe he just doesn't like us. Sounds like you're not sure if he's dead or not. If anyone knows, they won't tell us. Maybe someone is keeping him in a basement. Oh, sorry, that was mine. If anyone knows, they won't tell us. Maybe someone is keeping him in a basement. Man carves with passion. We haven't seen him or his Saurian. Something ate him, I bet. The officials have hired you, right? They don't expect him to return. Richer road wardens often use four-legged meat-eating saurians as their mounts. They have to be tamed and trained since they're hatching, but unlike horses, they can easily defend themselves from many monsters. At least your palfrey is fast and reliable and won't suddenly sink his teeth into any innocent passerbys. Do you know what he was looking for? Maybe he left you a message? Neither of us had any insight into his dealings, says Julia. My predecessor left me no clues. He also took a look at the Astarion's stuff. Wait! She raises her elbow palm. I almost forgot! She stands up and heads to a nearby tent. Yes, kids, in a village near Hovlavan. I was planning to take all of his things there. A pouch, a second spear, a decent bow, some potions, quite the treasure. But she glances at you. But I would much prefer to bring them the truth about their father. So you want me to find out what happened to him in exchange for his stuff? Here's the catch. Dusts off the hilt of her sword. We've hired a messenger to ask the commanders for further orders. Since she hasn't returned and you don't know anything about her, she either ran away or something happened to her. Sighs with the resignation. We were meant to stay here until fall. What do you think? Come see us. Tell us what you've learned about the man, and then we'll get back to Hovlavan together. Think about your real mission. You were planning to return to Hovlavan in the early fall anyway. If he's alive, I don't think he's going to be happy about me taking away all of his possessions. True. But if he's considered dead, I doubt he'll begrudge you anything. And who knows, you may just find his shell lying on the roadside tomorrow. He wears mail, uses a spear mostly, maybe 5 feet tall, stout. Long red beard, short hair, pale face, rarely smiles. She glances at her companion, but after he adds nothing, she sits down and stretches her legs. So find out what happened to him. Dead or alive, left, just let me know. Okay. What should I win? I lost my rope. Can you spare one? You're in luck. He heads towards one of the crates and moves aside a large linen sack, revealing a rope. He brings it back and nonchalantly sits down on their chair. Take it. I was planning to leave it behind. Take a closer look. It's a fine rope, a regular rope made of hemp fibers. Take it and offer them some food in return. Julia leans forward and rests her forearm on her thighs, looking down with clasped hand, then meets your eyes. I'd normally refuse, but we do need some decent food. Every day I'm searching through our roads, looking for worms and putrid. We forage, but it's not a great spot. Some food rations will brighten up a foggy day. For now, you leave the rope on the table. Ask about the peninsula. I'll tell you what I know, and you'll be the judge, as lieutenant. How long did it take you to get here from the city? On a decent palfrey, I would guess it would be, 3 or 4 days? When you confirm, she continues. From here, you can reach the coast in about a day, as long as you don't make many stops. Do you know the situation? Why no ships can get there? You nod. The sea route allows Hovlavan officials to keep in touch with the coastal villages, collect taxes, move the soldiers, collect lumber and deliver tools. Maintaining an order on a wild coast such as this one is like filling the ocean depths with coin. Because of the rocks, you can hardly stop a ship 5 miles from the shore, and boats can't get much closer. He nods. I don't know much about fishing, but there's not that many people living by the shore, and they don't crave to stay in touch with the city folk. Pauses, and her companion carries on. No soul from the north ever came to the camp. When we traveled to the roadside inn, Pelt of the North, they were happy to trade and play dice. So why not just stay at one of the settlements? Man clears his throat. Why, I mean, we're here to guard this road. This camp is our post. And, well... There's towards Tulia, and she lowers her voice. Don't take it the wrong way, Bear, but are you a devout soul? Right, so, like most city folk, you believe that people should unite their strength and overcome the threats of the... You're part of the United Church, the Order of Truth. That's one amongst that does the best advances. Okay, and then we have... Fellowship, or... We can be agnostic even. I'll go for... I'm from a small village. For me, the freedom of shell, pneuma, and soul are, well, the main virtues of life. My community is unique and independent. Probably go that one. Oh, I see. Hesitantly looks away. I don't know much about that river of faith, but I'm sure that we're not that different. I'm a Unite myself. Yes, with a sort of pride in her voice. So she follows the United Church. People here are disquieting. Every few words she taps to the table with a finger. Their traditions won't help them negotiate with the officials. Here, she starts to draw lines with her index finger, as if she's pointing to an invisible map. The peninsula is connected with roads, like a big circle. In the northwest, you'll find the weird village with a bog. Not exactly pagan, I don't think, even if it has a priest who claims he's an eremite like yourself. They do crazy shit. They use the dead to cut down the trees and dig in soil. Once I saw it, I begged never to return there. Yeah, I see. You've heard tales of such as this one since you were a child. If an isolated settlement manages to survive without a city's influence, its customs and traditions grow more and more alien. Every generation learns how to adapt to dangerous conditions that they have to deal with the rustic pagan traditions muddy the river of faith. The United Church often warns its members of the crazy druids, necromancers, and blood mages, the bringers of doom and the traitors to humankind. What about the east? Stares off across the camp. Hard to tell. We went there only once. There were hills, forests, river. We saw a tunnel sculpted in leaves and branches, but we didn't enter it. Wilderness all around. Any monster worth mentioning? I can catch my mount. We saw all the manner of beasts. Man starts counting on his fingers. Goblins, tree ants, cats large and small, runner, howlers, wolves, spiked boars, mufflon eaters, griffins, but we managed to stay away. Some could catch up with most mounts, glanced at his companion. although a palefish should be fine. The trees are so tall that the flying creatures keep to the coast and mountains. There are not that many humans around, and the animals are busy fighting amongst themselves. Fight more for food than territory. Yeah, don't provoke them and ride fast, just count on your lucks. That's all I need to know. I don't think I'll ask more about that. And also, I don't think we'll go into all of these. It'll take too long. All right, we'll do that one. If you were me, where would you go next? To the inn, of course. Well, he grabs his empty mug. The northwest one from here. You can't afford the room. If you can't afford the room, the main hall is free of charge. The locals rarely gather there. The northern road is much more traveled. But the hunters will tell you about this and that, and you'll have a chance to introduce yourselves. The innkeeper can listen and knows many souls. Tips on how to make a good first impression. Avoid cheap jokes, stick to the trade, don't waste his time. Show him that you can be relied on. Right, good. We got everything. Are you sure? We may not be around the next time you come here. Yeah, we should prepare for the night anyways. So we can open the archive to reread it. Oh dear God, this looks like a book. Cool. Basically, you write a book. I like this. This is interesting. Right, we can keep going for a while longer. I agree. May not do, and may you do better than Astarion did. Stay vigilant. Winks at you, shattering the mask of a soldier. Thank you for your help. You go to the barrel and splash water on your face, which makes you even more aware of how much you need a bath. After the night, it will only get worse. Your horse is already napping, still too anxious to lay down. I prepare for my watch. What's this? Appearance. You dance. Okay, yeah. So, you don't look very good. The soldier in the shirt is eager to guide you. Just observe the area. There's plenty of griffins around, though they won't try to jump over the palisades. Probably. Better watch out for the apes. They climb out and carry out any food they can find. And there's this one really loud were-elk that keeps smelling the wall, but never has tried to get in. Points to the gate. The lieutenant and I will block the entrances. They're quite heavy, so if anyone comes here looking for shelter, better call out for us to help you out. And if there's someone is being chased by wolves or something, better throw them the rope instead. He scratches his head. If it gets cold, feel free to make a fire. The best place is on the watchtower. You may want to put a blanket there or something. The watchtower? Give you a long puzzled look. There. He points to the pile of crates. Just climb up on the tallest one. You'll have a great view of the northern side, the more dangerous side. And also, I know you're tired after all that riding. He points to the tent on the other side of the camp. I can handle a couple of hours of sleeping on the ground. If you wish, go there after the meal and rest, just this once. At least I have a pallet inside. Oh, I'm fine. Don't worry about me. We're not that tired. You put your blanket on the tallest crate and sit down. The night is warm, but the sporadic summer breeze brings gentle refreshment. From time to time, your back aches. You have to force yourself to keep your eyes open. The night of the moon helps you focus on the tall grasses. For the most time, you spot smaller critters and birds, but there are exceptions. At one point, you see a three-horned deer trying to challenge another. Before they clash their antlers, a two-legged dragonling appears, leading its much smaller offspring. The furry beasts try to intimidate predators with roars and aggressive head movements, and after a while, both sides walk away slowly, not willing to risk the fight, nor to admit their defeat. I keep looking around. I hear the death screams of distant prey, the mating calls of monkeys. Runners are chasing a grey hare. A group of muskoxen lazily chew the grass, preparing themselves to sleep. Dusk fox is running together with the lynx, making playful screeches. Thankfully, you never have to intervene. You just sit there, watching the not-so-distant forest, and trying to outlast your sleepiness. You can only guess how much time has passed. Once you feel you've had enough, you climb down, go to a tent, and wake up the bearded man with just a couple of words. You confirm that nothing important has happened. I looked for a place protected from the wind, and I used my bag as a pillow, and put my blanket on the ground, and covered myself with my cloak. You aren't used to sleeping in such harsh conditions, but it is better than nothing. The weather is gentle, and maybe you won't catch a cold. The stars instantly inspire your dreams, both with their splendor and by making you look for patterns and shapes among them. Your job starts tomorrow. I focus on the real goal of my journey. The Merchant Guild wants you to take control of this realm. Your wandering duties are secondary. First and foremost, you need to explore the peninsula. Learn about the territory, resources, and threats. Get to know the locals, and if you can, convince them to consider negotiations with Hovlavan officials and traders. Could the tribes resist the soldiers or be a threat to the priests of the United Church? Are there any forbidden practices that need to be eradicated, such as blood magic, necromancy, robbery, or slavery? At least I have time. Well, 40 days to be exact. I need to be as thorough as I can. Once you finish your reconnaissance, you should speak to the Tulia and return to Hovlavan. There you will report back to your employers and get your reward. In the meantime, you have your own goal to pursue. So either I need to gather some extra coins so I can help a person I care about. I need to gather some extra coins so I can retire early and live some prosperity and safety. And left connections. We want a major player in the Merchant Guild. We want to be a hero. I just want to help people. Let's go for the retire early. That's not fun. Can't travel during the night. Press the sleep button to rest. You're half asleep. Senses are catching the sounds of the wind forest. Your instincts are alert, keep you alert and anxious through the pleasant, humid late summer air, even south slowly. You're thinking about your goal, but you need to gather strength. All you can do now is rest. Sleep. Sleeping on the ground. Your blanket won't be much of a bed, and the palisade barely covers you from the wind. Sleeping here will be severely uncomfortable. So we lose a bit points on all of those? Or we gain some? Yeah, no, we lose some. Yeah, we need to eat. Maybe we can... How many do we work on? People are hesitant. Yeah, I'm too dirty. You're surrounded by sunlight. Your back begs you to stand up. Before you're fully awake, you smell roast. No, burning meat. Burning rotten meat. Disgust crawls towards your consciousness. Stand up. Normally you would dust off your cape and blanket, but your instincts are stronger than your routine. Your horse is looking around nervously. Your bags are where you left them. You see an open gate. Before you do anything, can I use some food rations? Oh no, I can't use them right now. I use a hidden winged power glass. Rope, travel set. No, I can't. Yeah, I go outside to see what's happening. Both soldiers are standing near a humble pyre. The man in the shirt looks at it contemplatively. That's a hard word. Tully is the first one to address you. There, she greets you with a nod. We used the horse's manure for the flames, so don't worry about cleaning it up. You see a corpse among the flames. It's impossible to tell if it belongs to male or female, but it was an adult. The burning process won't be over for a couple of hours. Traveler or undead? The latter, a young one. She lacked the pneuma to understand. She couldn't get inside the camp without climbing. Stabbed her with a spear from safe distance. Lifts her weight. One more fog and she'd be a real threat. Even now, it took a couple of hits to knock her down. Sooner or later, every human shell wakes up, gaining more strength with each soul it devours and each moment it spends in the fogs. Burning the dead is not just a religious practice, it's necessary. Soldiers, priests, village mayors, even road wardens. Making a large pyre takes a lot of time, but it saves lives. Julia calls the undead a she. Most unites hesitate to do so. Time for me to leave. Running away from the reek, huh? I won't blame you. He walks with you for a few steps. Find us here if you need us, or if you want to learn what happened, or if you learned what happened to Asterion. There's enough ground here for you to rest. Safe travels. These works makes you stop. An old farewell, mocked in a number of songs and tales, but yet you hear no scorn in Tulia's voice. You wonder how many acts of kindness like this one you're going to experience in the days to follow. She returns to the pyre, and I prepare to make the journey. You somehow miss the fact that your mount is already saddled and warmed up. You double-check the equipment, but you don't need to fix anything. The soldiers were vigilant. Normally, preparing any palfrey takes a lot of time. You put on your gambeson and make sure that your axe is tightly attached to your belt, then get in the saddle. Alfred Knickers, ready to leave. It's time for you to get to the crossroads north from here. But before I travel, I want to eat. Can I eat now? No, I can't eat now. Alright, fine. I'll travel north. Travel forward to continue the journey. Once you're done with the north, speak with Tulia and return. Okay, yeah. So, travel north. We get to the road here. Even at a later hour, you wouldn't expect to meet any travelers in the valley. The warm summer breeze lures your mount forwards. But the serene shipping of birds is quickly replaced by the distraction screeches and gurgles coming further down the path. You soon find the pack of four-legged griffins. They're larger than foxes, merged features of bird and furred beasts. Each one is a different size, coat, and color, and their temperaments are just as varied. Their fronts are covered with vivid feathers, while their rears have darker fur. Their wings are massive, making them impressive jumpers, but they're too heavy to fly. About 24 beasts are yelling, brawling, and chasing each other around, blocking your path. They're my options. Okay. Can't enter the forest blindly. If these or other creatures were to chase after you, the thicket would be disastrous for your horse. There are reasons why travelers stay as close to the main roads as possible and why adventurers move in group. Usually the safest approach would be to stay where you are and just wait for the pack to get hungry. It may, however, take a couple of hours. You're thinking about your conversation with Tulia. You have a lot to do. Time may be of the essence. I can either use violence or direct threat if you have. I can do that with my axe. Or I could do random. You can either hurry or ride fast enough and should be fine. I can stay here better than safe than sorry. I can do this. It's just a light hit should be enough to make them scatter. I might get angry and attack me though, but let's try it out. I grab my crossbow. A light hit should be enough to make them scatter. Crossbows are an easy weapon to use, and you have plenty of their time to aim. The creature falls on its side and screams, alerting his companions. Confused, they look around, and after a while, you run away, one of them limping with your quarrel in his thigh. And I ride forward. I did lose a little bit there, one arrow. But yeah. The road splits. According to what the soldiers have told you, you may find an inn by turning to the left. Forest rush is to the right is lush and the trail overgrown. Kids used to have this song. How did it go? The harshest of pathway leads to the dragon's lair. Those who search for treasure, do you truly dare? The signpost in front of you doesn't make your situation much clearer. It was put there by someone who can't write, so for folks who can't read. Covered in old red paint, it just points east. Blood there, as people say. Danger to be found. Not a soul to ask for guidance. Look at my horse. What's my horse name? Let's see here. Bud. Hey, Bud. Bud is peaceful as you stroke his mane. Maybe it can't help you choose a path, but you've spent many years together. Happy to go on. Takes a couple of steps forward. Spot off a few berry bushes and some wild cabbages, but they still need at least 2 weeks to gain maturity. Let's see if I can eat now then. Yeah, let's eat up. Yeah, I don't have any rations left, but now I am not hungry anymore. Yeah, time to make a turn. We'll take west then, turn left. Bud trots with ease, unbothered by a few branches covering the beaten road. Bird song, a distant howl draws your attention to the forest, which gets sparser and brighter. Spot boars, roe deer, and saurians. The sight of a nearby wolf pack worries you, but once you push your hips forward and the palfrey enters a canter, the beasts don't even begin a pursuit. Speed alone will protect you from many dangers. You notice a stone tower taller than the trees. To the inn I've heard about. Inns like this one fit the regions traveled by merchants. But you wouldn't expect a place of this size in a forsaken peninsula. Stone and lumber must have been transported from far away. The workers, guarded by expensive mercenaries, surely lived for many seasons in primitive hamlets, subsisting on salted supplies. There are seemingly no cracks in the wall, and the building was whitewashed only a few years back. The road is wide and beaten. Dozens of souls could hide in, if not in the buildings, then at least in the yard. The expenses and labor put into this fortress were worth many trading ships. 3 armed people are on the ramparts, although you only see what's above their waistline. They're leaning on the parapet, right next to the gate, and you think you notice a small other glimpse of a smile. They were gambesons, each of them dyed differently, yellow, green, and linen grey. I approach the gate. A woman in yellow armor leans forward. Just long, curly, disorderly red hair pointing in every possible direction. This combination of color doesn't work at all. In the woods, one would have to shout to draw this much attention. There's still a fair distance between the two of you, but she speaks loudly. I hadn't seen a horse for years now. I just said it would be weird to see such a large jackass, huh? The voice is young and strong. An accent reminds you of the villages spread around the Hovlavan. But no jackass would wear a saddle, I'd say. He changes a few words with the male guard wearing the green, giving you time to move closer. Well, this one here says there really are donkey saddles. Say, traveler, how hard is it to ride a horse? Let's be playful with him. They're bored and guarding. Yeah, let's go with you with that. Ha, you wouldn't. You wouldn't believe it. The lessons were a pain. Get off your horse and imitate the silly walk from the day that you followed your first journey, when your whole shell was crying. You illustrate the pain that as you move your hands from the back to your hips and thighs. In return, the guard tells you that about the time that they had to carry a friend with a bitten off leg for a whole 3 days straight through the heart of the woods. Meanwhile, the other guards open the gate. You may be in a good mood. The woman tells, and the yellow jacket smiles at you. Don't get so nice when you talk to our boss. Man never smiles. He has the world's suffering sculptured on his face. Leads you onto the roof, to a roof on which the palfrey can rest, tethered to a cord at the wooden post, near some old hay. Once you're ready, go inside and speak to our boss. Maybe you're hungry. Should have kept the food. Maybe I can buy food. Fine. The other guards take care of you of various chores. They peek at your mount every now and then, as if they're splitting firewood. As they are splitting firewood, cleaning their clothes, weeding the garden patches, and moving chairs. 2 of them are making a rope. You head towards the inn, hearing piercing scream of a boar on the other side of the yard. I open the door. The locked windows make the air stuffy, and the weak fire in the stove hardly lightens up the hall. A muscular man is sweeping the floor near the stairs, but he glances at you and leans the room against the wall and heads behind the counter. You're lucky to show up. His voice is deep and soft, with a city-like accent. He observes you with keen attention, yet avoids your eyes. I have a keg of decent ale, wormwood, bog myrtle, juniper berries, cat's foot. Fills a mug carefully and puts it on the countertop. It's going to spoil soon, today maybe. So if we don't drink it here, and if we don't drink it here before the even. Hate to see the good stuff going to waste. Skin is dark, almost purple, rare among the southern tribes. Hair is unnaturally bluish. It's naturally bluish. His clothes are quite fancy for manual labor. The elegant tunic wouldn't stand out in the city square. I stand at the counter. Bank lets out a creak after every step you make. You slow down a little bit. You swear that the innkeep made little to no noise. There you go. Push the mug forward. But just so you know, my pelt of the north doesn't belong to Hovlavan. You can sleep on the floor if you so wish, but if you want a bed or a meal, you will have to pay. We may have some leftovers for dinner, but I'll need to check. Let's not be. He was not very happy, guys. Let's see. We didn't want to joke with him. We don't want to keep things short. Thank you. I'm a Roadwarden, so I'd never refuse a free drink. He meets your eyes with a frown, then grabs a wet cloth and starts to wipe down the shelves. From time to time, your conversation is interrupted by splashes of dirty water in a wooden bucket. Don't get used to it. Points aren't worth much here. In the north, it's surely less than work. There are days of hunger. Speak slowly yet audibly. You won't fill your stomach with words alone. And drink the ale. Dark room and wooden walls of the market makes the liquid look as brown as chestnut. The lean spring hits your nose. This first sip is even too complex, too flowery. While the brewer has used fancy ingredients, the exotic licorice ruins the aftertaste. Now you know why there's so much left. Maybe it takes an acquired taste. Innkeeper nods. I was hoping to see someone willing to patrol the roads. Maybe you'll help me with a worrying thought I have. Which is? There are brigands in the woods. Our place is a stronghold, so I'm not afraid of an open strike, but gotten more active in the last 2 years. One day they may steal our furs. I have no doubt that they're the reason why merchants only come here once. Having bandits around gets expensive. He rubs his hands together, camouflaging his paws. I want you to reach Howler's Dell, northwest of here. It's the largest settlement around. I'm sure you'll get there sooner or later. Ask Thais, the major, about Glossia, bloodthirsty wolf of a woman. I've heard rumors about a raid in the north. Glossia's ready to break the truth with the locals. I'm going to join forces with them to get rid of a band. He looks at the nearby dragonbone. Not too difficult, right? Just do it when you have a chance. A couple of days won't make that much of a difference. I'll pay you 2 coins when you get back here with the news. Fine? I nod. We could eat a little bit, but we do need to wash up as well. Oh wow! Right, that's why. Okay, so do you have any leftovers? Yeah, I feed them to our boar. I wouldn't give anything for it. Give them away for nothing. Tells you to wait, and then leaves the building for a few minutes and returns with a wooden bucket and a long stick ending with a hook. Go through the gate and turn left. You'll see a bunch of bushes. Need some berries. Bring me back a bucket full and you'll be done in half an hour or so. Your horse could use a nap anyway, and I'll prepare you something to fill you. The hook isn't made of metal or wood. It's a long curved claw, almost black. I reach for the tools. Half an hour. That's quite a lot for berry picking. Tools are cold, not too heavy. You notice a pack of thick gloves at the bottom of the bucket. The berries aren't the problem. Here smirks. Unlike the snakes. Better scare them away with a stick or move them with a hook. And protect your hands. The little ones want to eat you, but don't get bitten. I'm sure you know how to be patient. Fine, I'll go right away. Step outside. Bud is looking around. You hear the sounds of work coming from the armorer's workshop. I go outside and forage the berries. The innkeeper knew what he was talking about. You put on the gloves and look through the bushes from a safe distance. It doesn't take long before you notice the first serpent lying on a rock somewhere in the thicket. Creatures aren't that large, and even if some of them hiss at you, as they get closer, the jabs of the hook keeps them at a distance. You don't know much about these berries. They're round and reddish. You wouldn't trust such a color even if they were looking for food in the wilderness. Plants don't have thorns, but the leaves are harsh, and you make sure to thoroughly cover your skin with clothes. You have to look through many bushes to fill up the bucket, but the presence of insects and snakes don't allow you to relax. Gather the berries and go back to the inn. Right, yeah, they're doing some further skirmish. I enter the inn. Innkeeper sitting at the stove. Yeah, alright, so we put the person on the bench. Hey, we got some liniment. We're now full. Great, he peeks inside the bucket. I got your cabbage stew and a few goose chunks for you in it. I'd serve it even to merchants if there were any around. The meal's warm and filling. It's well seasoned and not overcooked. And like I said, I rarely have food to spare, so feel free to ask if you ever stop by. You may be lucky, and I've been cooking my whole life. Thanks. How did that whole hook of mine work out for you? We'll see if you seem to have your hands. I give it back and say I'm fine. Oh, we're a friendly guy, I feel. What do you have for sale? Go pick up a few things for you. Some food for your travels to start with. Apples, nuts, sausages. Not too many at once. We need to maintain our supplies. I got an elk fur that I don't need. Its fire was caught by a pack of red wolves. Nice for a sleeping spot. Just as nice for a wall. Almost untouched by an almost untouched bowl of soap. Priceless for a traveler. You can't tell if he's being sarcastic. Made from fine oak ash. Strong, and though you should have some better supplies before you start your own bathhouse. After you mentioned you'd like to look at something more useful for the roads, he looks down. I don't have any blades or armor to spare, but if you pay well, you could take one of our crossbows and a bunch of quarrels. A U-bow, wool cords, and the trigger might just need a little bit of oil. It's as good as you can get without soaking it in magic. It takes a bit of muscle to draw, but even a 16-year-old could handle it. I wouldn't sell it cheap though, but I'm ready to give a discount to a helpful ally. I'll have a look at what you have. Alright, so we want food rations and quarrels. So I think we'll buy two of those. Yeah, let's buy that. No, we won't buy that. Right. I'm looking for a Astarion, the previous Roadwarden. How are you now? He goes to the table and invites you to sit down with him. I don't think I'm going to be much help. Rests his elbow on the tabletop. Ow. I do the same, but I bumped my desk. Ow. But I do want you to find him. So, when asked about his intentions, he measures his word. Astarion and I made a risky, well, a very promising one. Last time he was here, he took 50 coins, half of my investment. Knocks at the table over the pigs anxiously. If you get my coin, or please find out what happened to the guy, I'll make sure you won't be disappointed after you bring me the news. Maybe they stole the coin and ran away? I just think Astarion isn't the kind of soul who would do such a thing. For him, it wasn't much of a fortune, and I'd risk saying that he earned my trust. Not only mine, you know. It's easy for a Roadwarden to make connections. He had places to go, things to take care of. He rubs his table with his thumb as if trying to clean an invisible stain. I've asked travelers. I've sent a couple of pals of mine to find him. No real news. I know he stayed in White Marshes for a day, and was meant to do something for the people there. The village in the northwest. Just on the way, on the main road. Just stay on the main road until you reach the bogs. Just enter them. Then enter them. We may get there before dusk. So let me know once you find anything, and we may just return this whole investment thing. I'll think about it. So, I think that's all I need. I don't want to delve too much into that. I go to the well to wash my shell. Nice. I do it again. No. Armor, maybe? Greetings. How much coin do I have? 1 coin. Yeah, we won't do much with that. Sell that one, maybe. Right. Let's see here. So, he can't repair it much more. It's fine. I leave the shed and I approach the guards, maybe. Oh boy, that was a lot of text. It's scrolls. All right. Woman in yellow armor is kneeling next to a brown, hairy boar, which is resting on this side. The beast is not as large as the dark one from the forests. It responds to the touch of the human's hand and brush with a grateful grunting and rapid twitches of a hind hoof. No matter how friendly it appears, it's still tethered to the well. You have no doubt that its charge would leave Bud dead in a breath. When the woman notices you, she steps forward to the boar's disappointment. So, you're the new Roadwarden? Points at the window with a chin. We don't need anything now. but when we travel with our furs, we could use some assistance. Maybe around 30, but her warm voice and bright smile are camouflaging the touch of time on her unpowdered face. Like many red-haired people with freckles, her pin is unhealthily pale. Boar runs up to her, observing her boots, and Fruitless is sniffing for food beneath the beating ground. She pats his back, but maintains her focus. How about a game or two? We may have a lot of time and can talk about this and that, and maybe you get a couple of coins or a loose one. So we could play dice or axes at a target. Axe throwing, yeah, sure, let's do that. Your arrival, especially with the dragon bone you pull out, are cheerfully welcomed. The guards prepared a couple of wooden planks which are leaned against the wall. There are also spectators, and you're told that other hunters are either sleeping or have duty on the tower. Remember, no magic, said one of the players. His face is deadly serious. There's going to be 4 participants and 8 rounds. You aim at the largest at the target drawn in charcoal. The person whose axe lands closest to the center gets a point. The axe that fails to stay in the plank doesn't count. The person that has the most points at the end of it last turn becomes the winner, and I blend in with the group. We talk a lot, but you don't say much. You share casual jokes, memories, and views on luck and optimal strategies. Bod and Tulis camps are also brought up, but when you ask about the road or locals, the stories are vague. The drinks are here. It's a poor beer made from the leftovers after the regular brewing. It's cold, sweet, and doesn't reach your head. But you try to avoid the smell. Just don't spill anything, and the boar might get sick, says the opponent with one arm. As a guest, you start with the first throw. Your axe flies well, hitting the middle of the painted target and piercing the plank with a pleasant thud. It makes it really difficult for the other players to outperform you. A minute later, you've won the first round, but you can't expect to be that lucky every time. I'll try my best. After a long series of misses, you finish with 1 point. It's the second last place. Give the gasping winner your dragon bone. Cheers, said, but doesn't make a big deal of it. Light-hearted comments of the other losers lighten up the mood, and the guard in yellow armor approaches with a smile. I was foraging berries for the innkeep. So I've heard. Don't worry about it. We usually forage by ourselves, but he wouldn't ask you for a dragon for a meal. He gives small jobs to people all the time, just to see who agrees to do them. Wants to judge who's of use and who's too proud of their own good. I'll walk away. I'll travel. There we go. So northwest is where we're trying to go. Oh, I need to wrap this up. Well, the road uphill meanders, slowing you down and forcing you to pay close attention not only to the shadows of the trees, but also the tight, rocky passages. You can't help but notice a few caves and fine amber spots. A couple of hours more. Keep an eye out for any signs of life. And we arrive at the ruined village. And with that, I'm going to leave this first look and just save. Save empty. There's lots. So, with that, I will end this first look. This has been a game called Roadwarden, and I mean, there's a lot of reading, but I do like this sort of. I do wish it was available on like mobile devices, because I think this is something that I would love to, play on my phone. Yeah, Roadwarden. I think it's a cool game. I really like if you like playing games for stories, then definitely check this one out. And I think there might even be some of that old style of like you at a tree. What do you want to do? Like, cut it down and you try it out and you see if it works. So at least I think I saw some of that in the promotional pictures. So yeah, that's the first hour-ish of Roadwarden. Hope you liked it, and I'll see you around.